for Napleton Automotive Group, the corporate office. My name is Brianna Marola. I'm the Senior Human Resources Generalist, and I support the recruiting function for all of our dealerships, and we're at 50 dealerships nationwide. It's been about 3.5 years now that we've been on the system. When we first started working with the group, it was very small, and now you guys have expanded, and so we've kind of grown together. We didn't have anything. It was all paper applications. We had zero automation, nothing. So it was a big step for us 3.5 years ago, and it continues to be a huge step for us daily because Hireology is so innovative and keeping up with the time, so it's keeping us automated and compliant with our HR function as well. Before we had Hireology, we didn't have a career site or anything like that, and just having the career site in place and giving people the capability of applying online has increased not only our candidate flow, but the quality of our candidate, which is lovely. You get a different type of candidate that goes to your career site rather than the type that just quick applies on Indeed. So you have that difference in quality and quantity. You know, when we first started using the system, there were a couple of bumps on the road, I would say, but you know, when we first started, like the background check and drug test processes were a little bit slower, and any complaint that we'd ever had was always addressed, and now the background checks and drug tests come back within 3 to 5 days, you know, and you guys are just keeping up with the times really well. We have 25 dealerships on the platform right now, so I'm not personally screening every single one of them, but my managers are, and I could say that the process is going a lot quicker for them as well as for myself for the corporate roles and the high-level roles at the dealership level. Everything is just streamlined at this point, which is so nice. Before, it was paper application. The paper application could have got lost in a pile, or that it would never even get to the hiring manager. So now it's nice that everything is housed in one place for us and that it is a streamlined process. Not just the application process itself, you know, someone being able to go online rather than coming in person and completing in-person paper application. Now everything is sent to them via email, even through the onboarding process. So reference checks, skills testing, background checks, all of that is automated, whereas before we were having them come in for a drug test and actually doing the drug test ourselves, you know. So it's just so much quicker, so much more nice. And prior to us having Hireology, the process in general took about 2 to 3 weeks to bring someone on board, and now it's about, you know, 5 to 7 days. We used to lose candidates left and right just because of how long the process took. It's nice and quick now. So that's actually one of my biggest selling points when I am trying to get a dealership to sign on with the product, is that no matter what time of the day I'm reaching out, I mean, obviously we have reps that are assigned to our accounts, but we utilize those reps. So our representatives are amazing, but even if we're not utilizing our representatives, even if I just email the support team, I always get an email back within at least an hour. And they're always addressing the issues. I know we're a huge pain when it comes to resending drug tests or re-administering the background check, and they always get it done within an hour of my request. So I think it's a huge selling point, and it's a huge advantage for the Hireology team because not a lot of other vendors that we use have those capabilities. REL actually does a lot of the analytics for us, so she'll send us the reporting on who's using the system, who's not using the system, how many candidates are being reviewed, or how many people are being reached out to. Are we touching those applicants on a daily basis, which we should be. So that's been extremely helpful for us because we can kind of measure that and gauge, you know, which managers are engaged and which aren't, and that's been an extremely helpful tool for us.